So how do you handle conflict with a narcissist without losing your peace? Have you ever tried to resolve conflict with a narcissist only to walk away blamed, exhausted, and somehow apologizing for something you didn't even do? You try to explain, they twist your words, you stay calm, they escalate, and somehow the problem becomes you. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to handle conflict with a narcissist strategically, calmly, and wisely, without losing your peace, without losing your power or your sanity. If you're ready to stop playing the emotional ping pong, stay with me. The first thing to understand is narcissists don't want resolution. One of the biggest mindset shifts you must make is this: a narcissist does not enter conflict to resolve it. They enter conflict to win it. Yes, you heard me right. A narcissist does not enter conflict to resolve it. They enter conflict to win it. According to psychologist Dr. Ramani Duvasula, narcissistic individuals often see disagreement as a threat to their ego rather than an opportunity for understanding. So conflict for them is about control. Conflict for them is about dominance. Conflict for them is about emotional protection. And conflict for them is about emotional reaction. If you approach them expecting healthy communication, you will always feel blindsided. So rule number one, stop expecting emotional maturity from someone who is emotionally immature. The second thing to know when you are handling conflict with a narcissist is don't over-explain yourself. When conflict arises, your instinct may be to clarify, justify, provide evidence, give long explanations. But here's what happens. The narcissist interrupts you. The narcissist changes the subject. The narcissist brings up something from 5 years ago. The narcissist accuses you of being too, quote and unquote, too sensitive. This is called deflection. Instead, practice short, calm, and clear statements. Examples: I disagree. Example: that's not accurate. Example: we see this differently. You are not in a courtroom. You do not owe a closing argument. The third thing to know when you are in a handling conflict with a narcissist is regulate yourself, not them. You cannot regulate a narcissist's emotions. You can only regulate your own. So when conflict starts, slow your breathing, lower your tone, shorten your sentences, avoid emotional reactions. Narcissists feed on emotional intensity. When you stay calm, you remove their fuel. As author Melanie Tonia Evans teaches, emotional detachment weakens manipulative dynamics. Calm is power. Your calm is power. The fourth thing to do when you are handling conflict with a narcissist is to use the gray rock method. The gray rock method means becoming emotionally neutral and uninteresting during conflicts. Imagine responding like this: you are always so dramatic. Okay. You think you are perfect. That's the narcissist. And you respond, that's your opinion. No defending, no emotional spikes, no dramatic energy. You become boring to argue with. And when they can't get a reaction, the conflict often fizzles out. The fifth thing to know when you are handling conflicts with a narcissist is don't try to prove your reality. This is crucial. Narcissists use gaslighting, a term popularized after the 1944 film Gaslight, where someone manipulates you into doubting your perception. You might hear, that never happened. You are imagining things. You are crazy. You are too emotional. Instead of arguing about reality, say, we remember it differently. That's not my experience. I'm confident in what I know. You don't need the agreement to validate your truth. The sixth thing to do when handling conflict with a narcissist excuse me, is set boundaries and stop explaining them. A boundary is not a debate, it is a decision. Instead of, if you keep yelling, I feel hurt because when I was younger, say, if you raise your voice, I will leave the conversation. Then follow through. Boundaries without consequences are just suggestions. And so when you set boundaries, you got to follow through. Even God followed through with his boundary in Genesis when he told Adam, if you eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you will die. When Adam flouted the boundary, God followed through by sending them out of the Eden garden. And so you also have to follow through with your consequences. Otherwise, the narcissist will see you as weak. The seventh thing to do is pick your battles. Not every accusation requires a response. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Is this productive? Will this change anything? Sometimes silence is strength. Sometimes walking away is wisdom. Sometimes disengaging is the victory. And so always ask yourself, is this worth it? Know when to fight and when to keep calm. Don't just keep going into fights without knowledge. Know when to pick your battles, and also know when to go no contact. In severe cases, especially emotional abuse, the healthiest strategy is distance. Psychologist Dr. Craig Markin, author of Rethinking Narcissism, explains that chronic narcissistic behavior can erode emotional well-being over time. If conflict always results in verbal attacks, manipulation, character assassination, emotional exhaustion, you may need low contact, structured contact, or full no contact. Peace sometimes requires separation. And the last thing to do when you are handling conflict with the narcissist is protect your inner world. Yes, protect your inner world. After conflict, journal what happened. Get your journal out and bleed on paper. Write everything that happened on paper. Remind yourself of facts. Pray or meditate. Speak affirmations. Talk to a safe person. Do not internalize their projections. The accusations often reveal their insecurities, not your flaws. Let me repeat that. Their accusations often reveal their insecurities, not your flaws. And so note that. Sit down and protect your inner world, because your inner world is very important for you. And if this video helped you understand how to handle conflict with a narcissist, comment below. I choose peace over chaos. And if you are ready to stop reacting and start responding strategically, subscribe to this channel. Why? You deserve relationships where conflict leads to growth, not emotional warfare. I'll see you in my next video.